and lesbians and the issue of gay marriage, Palin particularly sees the issue as one of an illness and again a powerful church commitment against our sisters and our brothers whose civil and human rights must not be abridged. Barack Obama, as in most issues, is a humanist, a compassionate man of conscience, and understands the human cost in denying full rights to gays and lesbians. However, he falls somewhat short of supporting gay marriage, and that's our job. He'll get there with our help, and yes, we can do it. For me, the touchstone of my political life and work has been the struggle against war and for peace, and the dividends of a peace economy, which we've yet to see, ever. The Vietnam War was the major focus of my life for many years, and déjà vu. The Afghanistan and Iraq wars have become the heart of all our political lives since 9/11. The shocking loss of lives, both our military and those victims in Iraq and Afghanistan, and the devastation in the war's wake, not to mention the vast billions spent in these wars stolen from our human priorities. McCain, his military history, and what I consider his severe case of post-traumatic stress syndrome, which he or anybody else has never addressed, has created a bitter, intense, if not vengeful attitude about what he calls victory, no matter how many lives are lost for no reason. It was Barack Obama who saw the folly of the Iraq War from the start, and those who were responsible. If there's anyone in government in a position of power we can count on by his own commitment and promise, it's Obama. And we will see this war ended, and we will see the truth brought home. With Obama as president, I believe we can have a chance to reason with him and his advisors on the question of prolonging the war in Afghanistan. We must believe from all we know about Obama that he's willing to listen. So again, yes on the issue of war and peace with Obama, yes, he and we can end the war and seek peace. And lastly, what globally should be the foremost issue of our time, global warming and climate change. My own life has been deeply involved with the struggle against nuclear power and nuclear weapons, and locally the years of work to shut down the Indian Point nuclear power plants still not achieved, but we will, I know, see it shut down before it's relicensed. John McCain and Sarah Palin are committed to supporting the construction of numbers of nuclear power plants. Heaven knows where they expect to put them, since no one wants them in their backyard.
That's right.
Given the multitude of dangers inherent in the technology, and to expand the fossil fuel corporate world by drilling for more and more oil. In a time when we know the only answer to all forms of life as we know it is to vastly reduce our carbon emissions and leave the fossil fuels in the ground where they belong. McCain and Palin mouth support for alternative energy, but it's window dressing. They have crassly taken this moment to support and fuel the oil and nuclear industries at the expense of our future, our children's, our grandchildren's future, and all forms of life on Earth, particularly in the most vulnerable parts of our country and the world, as we know with Katrina. Where is the environmental justice in all this? Non-existent, and as lacking in human compassion as everything else in their cosmos. Barack Obama, a deep commitment to fostering and funding every form of alternative energy in the interest of a future, and the opportunities offered by alternatives for major job creation. Actually, wind and solar, geothermal, and conservation should not be called alternatives, but they should be called the primary energy sources of the now and the future. And Barack Obama knows this. Barack Obama knows this. When he speaks about maintaining nuclear power and drilling, it's always as a last alternative, and he doesn't seem to have his heart in it. I believe we can count on him to move energy, environmental protection, and job creation as one of his highest priorities and begin the work of reducing the ultimate dangers of climate change. Yes, yes, he and we can. A last piece of good news. Yesterday's New York Times, if you did not see it, endorsed Barack Obama. The final paragraph in the endorsement is, quote, "This country needs sensible leadership, compassionate leadership, strong leadership. Barack Obama has shown that he has all of those qualities," unquote. That's the New York Times. So finally, in my view, of greatest importance in this election of 2008, we have a chance to turn around the negative legacy of racism upon which this nation was founded. From the genocide of Native American people through the horror and shame of slavery. By electing a man of color of such high principles, intelligence, decency, compassion, and heart, that we will have the opportunity to begin to redeem ourselves as a nation and a people, both in our own eyes and in the eyes of the world. And that's why we must do everything in our power and more from now through November 4th to elect Barack Obama as if our lives and our future depend on it, because they do.